Welcome into the live stream for McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal. That's Tyler.
What it is?
How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Today, Neal,
Yes.
is my original baby boy Brock's 16th birthday.
Happy birthday to Brock.
How about that,
How
man?
about that? Getting old.
I have managed to raise 2 children above the age of 16 that are yet in jail. So far, I've done a pretty good job.
Yeah,
So far.
that's good.
No, they're good kids, man. I'm glad their mother is the way she is because she deserves 99.999999% of the credit,
Yeah,
especially with those two.
because you were gone a lot.
I missed a lot, brother.
Yeah.
I missed a lot. So she practically was a single mother for a long time. So big birthday for him. And
How about that? We're getting old.
We're getting old, dude. He was born on game day.
Oh, yeah.
Best game I ever called in my life.
Before or after his actual birth?
After I had to leave my wife at the hospital. I never told this story before.
Yeah, I think you have.
I know
can't
I've
remember.
told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst day of my life as far as that week. Scared me. I thought my wife had a really bad accident. Rolled off in a ditch, caused her to go into labor. They stopped the labor in the hospital all week. I carded, watched film and everything from the hospital room the whole week. Police officer would come get me, take me to practice for an hour. We did 15 minutes of endo, 15 minutes of inside, 15 minutes of 7-on-7, 15 minutes of team. And I went back to the hospital.
You were coaching where?
I was St. Paul's at the time.
St. Paul's, okay.
And we were playing Viger, so it was the really big game. We were both really good back then. And so came back. He was born. They sent us home Thursday after practice. We were back at the hospital a couple hours later. She had the baby in the morning, but then I had to leave her by herself to go coach the game. The police officer came to take me to the stadium. I went straight to the box. Like the team had already done pregame. I wasn't even there for pregame. I went straight to the box, put the headset on. Best game I've ever called in my life. We did not punt. We had 1 third down the entire game. 628 yards of offense in a 48-minute game.
What hospital was this?
Providence.
Okay.
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah, that's over on 65.
It's on Airport.
Yeah, right off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. It's actually closer to. It's in the middle of before you get to.
All 3 of mine were born at Mobile Infirmary.
Yeah, so Jackson and Brock were born at Providence, and then Knox, when we came back, when I'm working at South, he was born at South Alabama.
Okay.
Children's.
How about that?
Yeah.
A lot of Mobile babies.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, you ready to do the show?
Yeah, man.
Let's do it.
Got a super chat. We need to go early.
Welcome into episode 119 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neal McCready. That is Tyler Siskey here on this Thursday afternoon to get you ready for another weekend of college football, another weekend of the National Football League. Thanks to all of you for being in the chat. I appreciate you. We're brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel. I got to pull that up. I don't even have the right.
600 milligrams.
It's 300.
Oh, 300 milligrams.
That'd be 600.
That would be a lot. That'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So 300 milligrams, natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Also, thank everybody in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. We'll get to the super chat in just a second, but remind everybody that truck season has been extended at Cooper Chevrolet, Buick, and Anniston through October the 16th. This might be your last chance, and it really might, to get low 3.9% financing for 72 months on the new Chevy Silverado crew cabs and no payments for 90 days. Check them out at Cooper Chevrolet, Buick, and Anniston today. Super chat from KB. Appreciate you, KB. Says, now that we're back on MPW Digital, y'all should take the super chats from the week and make a McCready and Siskey parlay as part of Make It Rain Thursday.
Also, yeah, we could do that.
I got a good parlay for the Thursday night parlay. I actually have written down.
Okay. There's a bunch of Thursday night games.
There's 3. I will be wagering 3 wagers tonight. 2, 1 NFL, 1 college, and 1 baseball tonight.
Oh. So I know you're a big Braves fan.
I am.
I
still claim them.
Last night was rough for the Braves.
Is that the most understated thing you've ever said in your life?
It's a bad pitching matchup. Tonight's a favorable pitching matchup for the Braves. What's your confidence level?
Oh, I'm good tonight. I just wanted to end it tonight. I'm not good going back. Max Fried hadn't been the same since this whole.
Well, you cannot
thing.
eliminate the Phillies tonight.
No,
that is not.
I was
possible.
wanting to get yesterday, because I feel good about Strider going. And if we can't win it with Strider, we don't deserve to win it. Go home. But that's
because it's Strider versus basically a bullpen game.
It's a bullpen game for the Phillies. If you can't win this game, you're not winning anything.
They'll open it with Ranger Suarez, and then go into the pen.
And look, Snedeker knows 8,270,000 more times about baseball than I'll ever know, and it's his team. I do not understand the thought process of throwing Elder out there yesterday.
It was either him or the hyphenated guy, right?
Yeah, and the other guy's got good stuff. I mean, this is in modern day baseball. When you throw the baseball 90 miles an hour and you can't locate, that's usually not a good recipe for success. The other guy throws 97 on a bad day, and it's all over the place, and he's got great stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Gives you a chance.
Yeah. And on the other side, Nola once he settled in, he was really good.
Yeah. I mean, you gave him all the momentum when they started hitting freaking 900-foot bombs off your guy throwing batting practice. I mean, people throw 90-mile-an-hour changeups these days. This guy's throwing like belt-high 90-mile-an-hour flat four-seam fastballs. Bryce Harper likes those, in case you're curious.
Philly just has – we all talked all year about the Braves lineup. The Philly lineup is really good. I mean, when Trey Turner's hitting and they're rolling, those are two really good teams. And then Arizona sweeps out the Dodgers. So Arizona waits on the winner of Philadelphia and Atlanta. And then in the other side, Houston's in. Who else
Rangers.
And the Rangers are in. So that's been determined. It's just one game. Yeah, down to one divisional game.
Yeah,
one, potentially two.
They moved it to 7 o'clock, so it's at least prime time. I didn't like that 4 o'clock stuff. But I'm a big Braves fan. And let me tell you, be honest with you, and it's baseball. Philadelphia, they're a mentally tough team. You can see it when they play. They embody the city, the personality, and Atlanta looked soft as shit last night. They look mentally weak. They look defeated.
It's a tough place to go play.
Yeah, but it's not like you. This is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I expect better. This isn't your first time ever making it to the playoffs.
Sure. No, okay? I get it.
This is Atlanta. We've been doing this playoff thing for a while.
I get it.
Since 1992, 91. Okay?
I get it.
It's sitting like Dale Murphy and Bob Horner just making their first appearance. I mean, been doing this shit for a while in Atlanta. Don't be so soft. That looks like a soft baseball team that showed up. Bunch of front runners. It bothered me. They look soft. And it's baseball. I know they can't go fight everybody, but they look defeated and mentally weak and beaten.
Well, they let the Arcia Harper thing get to them more than it should have. I'm a big Travis d'Arnaud fan, but I could not disagree with his comment last night more, where he's, hey, this clubhouse is a sanctuary, blah, blah, blah. It's my thing always about covering football practices. Okay, was it a quick media thing? If you're going to let me into practice, don't tell me what I can and can't cover. If you don't want me to cover something that happens on practice fields, don't allow me on the practice field. And I'm cool with that too. And it's the same thing in baseball. If I'm in the clubhouse and I hear things, it's fair game.
This is true.
It's fair game. And in Major League Baseball, it's part of the collective bargaining agreement that they have with the media. The clubhouse is going to be open certain periods. So if you don't want media to hear certain things, don't say them. It is not the media's job to protect.
This is true. Neal, joining us today is not only the Minister of Mayhem, he is a world champion. He is a world champion apple picker, world champion bird watcher, and now a well-rested Minister of Mayhem. Ladies and gentlemen, Geoff Collins.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Hey, you forgot to mention world famous ghost hunter.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I do that with. I didn't want to even preload you with that one.
All right, let's go. What we got?
So that picture I sent you today of my wife and daughter throwing leaves in front of some majestic hotel, we check into this 120 something odd year hotel.
That's not is that the Greenbrier that you sent me?
It's the Mount Washington in the middle of nowhere, New Hampshire. And we're driving up this long driveway, and then up on this hill sits this old hotel that looks like it's from The Shining. And walk in, and there's old paintings, and the eyeballs track you as you're going through the hotel. And I don't say a thing, right? Go about our business, go on a nature walk, whatever. Get back to the room that evening after dinner, and I'm like, let me Google this thing.
Oh.
And I Googled it, and it said one of the spookiest, most haunted hotels in America. And I made the huge mistake of then watching the Ghost Hunters. They have 2 episodes in the place. I made the mistake. I shouldn't have done it. Luckily, I had my earphones in, so my little 7-year-old didn't hear it. But the trips, when you get to be my age, you go to the bathroom a couple times at night. It happens. And Coach, I left the bathroom light on all night because I didn't want to get up in the middle of the night in that place in the pitch black. So I didn't know if y'all were expecting the Ghost Hunters story this afternoon, but there it is.
Did anything happen, or you just freaked out?
I would love to say that it did, but it didn't. It was a non-eventful evening other than the tricks playing in my head.
Well, this may be one. If it was a non-eventful evening, that may be one I need to.
Maybe you need to go in the
maybe
event.
if I go in the event that I lose this competition. You know, if we lose the competition, I have to. You know, Neal goes planes, trains, and automobiles to get back home. I have to go spend the night in a haunted house. I'm terrified of ghosts. I don't play. I can't shoot them. I can't fight them.
I'm the opposite. My son's a Oklahoma City Thunder fan. We're going to go to OKC in March for a couple of games. And there's I want to say it's like the Shervin or something. There's a hotel in Oklahoma City that supposedly is haunted to the point that NBA teams refused to stay there because the players were spooked.
Right.
And so I want to go stay there. I want to go see what that's all about. I'm the opposite of our boy here.
Like, you want to go do that?
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out. Want to see if anything happens. You don't hear any reports about NBA player died at the hotel because he was killed by a ghost. I mean, I'm safe. Might encounter a ghost, but dude, I've encountered a ghost before. I'm telling you, there's a ghost right down the hall.
Stop! Don't talk that, dude. Stop! Stop!
I got him stirred up.
No,
he gets so freaked out about it. I live in a house with a ghost.
Yeah,
like literally, it's ghosts, gators, sharks, and snakes. Man, I'm good. Besides that, I'm good. I mean, don't deal with them.
Pumpkins and apples, you're straight.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right, I want to ask you some football stuff since we got you on here to talk football stuff instead of ghosts. I'm trying to change. I'm going to try to change the subject line here.
Right.
All right. Curious on your answer on this. So Florida is going big game against South Carolina in the league, especially in the East this weekend. Florida has really, really struggled on the road to the point where they've only won one game against a Power 5 opponent on the road in the last 3 seasons. And that goes back to when Dan was there, Dan's last year.
Sure.
All right. So as a head coach, what can you do if you know you have road issues or whatever? As a head coach, what can you even do to address those issues of not playing well on the road?
Yeah, one of the as I was walking into this room, I got SEC Network on the TV in the other room, and there was a huge headline with Billy Napier on the cover, and it talked about so the SEC Network's talking about it too. As a head coach,
smart guys,
we all have our routines, and we've learned those routines from coaches that we've been around. But sometimes the routine, for whatever reason, with the certain team that you're coaching that year, or that you've got in the program, just isn't working, and you got to find ways to change it up. Whether it be a 3:30 game CBS, whether it be a night game ESPN, whatever the case may be, and just whether it's talking to your leadership group, how does this team? What can we do to change it up? Because the easiest thing to do is say this is the way we've always done it and just keep going. But sometimes you got to find out what is the deal, Is it getting to the stadium too early? Is it getting to the stadium too late? Is it getting up too early? Is it getting up too late? Is it making them do too much the night before the game or on game day, or not enough? So you've got to know your team, and, sometimes changing it up is good for the psyche too, for the kids.
I always said I thought that, working with Hugh, I thought Hugh was really good with teams on the road because you had no idea what you were doing at practice, much less on the road. There was no routine. Everything was just like, woo, that's what we're going to do today, boys. He was the first one I ever worked with that we stopped going to the stadium, but on Friday when you get there, we didn't do that. He hated, and Hugh hated getting to the stadium early, to the point where I was like, you would have to hustle to get dressed so you could take the first group out. It was damn near an hour 20, hour 30 before kick. He would get there, and your first group's going out like an hour 15. I think one time we went on the road and he sent the kickers ahead so they could go ahead and go before the team got there. But I think, the other thing I think with crowd noise, I think people that practice with it all the time and not just on Thursdays or whatever it is, people that function with it the entire week in chaos, you got to prepare them for chaos, if that makes sense,
Yep. And one of the things I always liked is whatever you do at home, try to replicate it as much as possible when you're on the road. From the time you get to the team hotel to, every single thing that you do at home, do it the same on the way trip. Now, ops guys hate that answer because a lot of times that means you got to leave much earlier, and then you got to get manifest, and you got to get all these things operationally done that are outside the norm. But whenever you can do that, I think that's beneficial too.
The craziest, I didn't know we were going here, but the craziest thing I've ever seen operations do, Neal, I told you this. We're at Alabama. We practice on the 23rd. We're showing up. We bring the kids back Christmas night to show up on the 26th to go work. But as a family, we got there. I think we left Christmas night. I can't remember. But 5 minutes before I left to go on a practice field on the 23rd, they come to my office and go, "Are you done? Are you done?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done." And they started packing up all my computers. And when I get to the hotel, we had how you have a ballroom where you eat and stuff. They had a ballroom that had cubicles in it. They literally had my office put together in a cubicle with all of my stuff, all my computer, and everything. And they literally packed up the entire office and moved it down there. Everybody's, not just mine. Every single coach, the entire office was in a cubicle. And I've never had that happen going on a bowl game before, except when I was at Alabama. Ever. That's why
we didn't have that level of expertise our first year there when we played with Shreveport and stayed at the Days Inn, Shreveport, Louisiana, for the Independence Bowl. So I'm glad to see that it's ratcheted up since I was there.
That was wild. That was wild.
All right. There's nothing like Independence Stadium in Shreveport, by the way. That's just when you think about meccas.
I've been there, man.
Think about meccas of football. You think about
absolutely
the Big House, right? You think about South Bend. And you think about Independence Stadium. It's fantastic. Beautiful place.
There's a Whataburger right outside. Doesn't get better.
I like the Hollywood Casino, but that's just me. I like to go throw some dice.
The roof in the visiting locker room leaks pretty significantly. Okay. Awfully cold. The floors are ice cold.
Right.
It's cold. That's all I remember about my one time playing there was just really cold.
All right.
There was no respite from the cold. Just cold.
I know you've been, chasing ghosts and picking apples and looking at the leaves change, but a lot of talk this week about Mark Stoops and his comments, and we actually talked about it on the show on I guess that would have been Tuesday. As a head coach, I'm going to leave your head coach hat on here. As a head football coach, would you be in favor of having your collective's bankroll public? So the general population, kind of like they do in baseball, with payrolls and all that stuff. Would you like for your collectives as a head coach bankroll to be public so the fans could see what you have and what you don't have to work with?
I don't know about that. I saw the comments and I saw, Kirby's response, and it was very professional. Just I don't know. I got to imagine there's got to be some rules coming down over the next couple of years to govern the collective peace. But yeah, I don't think that's a road that anybody would want to go down, whether you're one of the haves or you're one of the have-nots, because recruits are going to see those numbers too.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, right? If you are the Pittsburgh Pirates, you absolutely want it public that, hey, this is what our payroll is. This is what the Mets payroll is. This is what the Phillies payroll is. This is what the Braves payroll is. This is the Dodgers payroll, and this is ours. So y'all going to have to dial these expectations down a little bit and understand this is where we are. Now, on the flip side, if you're the Mets and everybody knows your payroll and you have a year like this year, I mean, the fans are like, hey, someone's got to pay for this. I mean, someone has to be held accountable. I mean, so it would be just the same way in college football. It's one of the reasons that you don't answer as much of that with NFL, with NBA, where in things where you have caps and you have these structures that everyone sort of sees and everyone understands cap law, right? I mean, every NBA team has a capologist or two who deal with nothing but the cap and implications of the cap and what happens if you sign this player and what happens if he gets this extension, and all that stuff's public. And I think it helps fans understand the nuance of why it's difficult to get from this place to this place.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing about college football and the NIL thing is, and I agree with Geoff, I think something is coming, but the lack of transparency, I think, is really confusing to fans, and I think it creates issues for coaches. Because Stoops says that, and the natural question that anybody educated would have, okay, well, how big is the gap? What is the gap between Georgia and Kentucky? Is it 2 million? Is it 6 million? Is it 25 million? I mean, what is it? And so when you don't know, it leads to all that ambiguity. But if I knew, let's call it $10 million.
That's a good number.
$10 million is the gap between the Kentucky roster and the Georgia roster. Well, I, as a Kentucky fan, would go, oh, well, that sucks, but I get it, right? If you go, well, what is it? Just like, because there's a lot of fans that don't want to know, like, the numbers. The casual fans, not the hardcore fans, probably not the people in our streams right now, but the casual fan that's, well, what's the big deal? I mean, what are they getting, like $10,000? And they don't understand the amount of money that's in it. They don't. You can
get somebody a pair of cleats for $10,000.
But they don't get it. They don't understand it. And they'd be mind-boggled if they did. And it's one of the reasons that I think a lot of people are really nervous about the transparency is I think they're afraid that some of your average fans are going to see those numbers and go, holy shit, I've never made that in my life. And it's going to turn them off. That's what I believe. I think there's a lot of concern about that part of the transparency. Some fans just going, that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah, I no doubt. All right. Another thing that occurred while you were out picking leaves and chasing ghosts. Both Missouri and Kentucky took it on the chin last week. Yep. And both of them in emotional losses in two different ways, right?
Yep.
I think Missouri had a legit chance to pull the upset and didn't get it done in the fourth quarter. And then Kentucky probably got a little bit of a reality check and probably a little bit emotional there. But this week, Missouri has to go to Kentucky. You're sitting with two teams, both have one loss, and either one of them with a win can really set themselves up to do some things in the East moving forward. So I guess my question is you as a head coach, and it's something that Neal and I have talked about countless times this season. Is this game, you think, going to come down, because it's such an evenly matched game, is this game going to come down to basically the team who wins is the team who could flush it and move on the fastest?
So obviously that is a valid point, but there was a wise man that said on last Mayhem Monday that moving forward in this league, it's going to come down to matchups and the different styles of these two teams. I mean, they're as far apart as you can be. But I do think one of the biggest pieces is because Kentucky was out of that game early, right? On the road, number one team in the country, Georgia's offense got it rolling quick. Defense played outstanding as they always do. So that game was what, 34-7 at the half? I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that's so 34-7 at the half. They kept battling throughout, whatever, but it was done on the road early in that game. Well, Missouri, they get 22 hung on them in the fourth quarter at home in a game that they had played pretty well most of the night. And I just think from a flush it, get over it, regroup, I kind of think the Kentucky path is a little bit easier, to regroup from. Obviously, you don't want to lose like that to anybody, but having to get away from you early against a great team on the road at night, now you're getting to play at home, and another team lost at home, and they kind of let it slip away in the fourth quarter. That's going to hang around with you a little bit longer.
Yeah, it was. And then you got Kentucky's got them at home too. You got to travel. You're away. You're going from adversity back into adversity. At least Kentucky's got a little bit of help there at the house, which they play well there.
It's if you're the Braves last night, do you want to lose the way they did, or do you want to lose where you blow a lead in the ninth inning to the Phillies? It's no question. I want to lose the way they lost last night. I want to get bombed or like fifth, sixth inning. I'm like, this sucks, but you know what? We're going to move on to tomorrow. I don't want to have it in my hand and then have it ripped away, and then I've got to turn around and play. That's the worst. I think Kentucky's in a much better I agree with Geoff completely. I'd much rather be Kentucky emotionally than be Missouri, where you're still looking back on that going, man, you changed this and this, and if we had just done this, Kentucky's not doing that. They're like, we just got beat. Let's move on. I mean, they're ready to do something different. Missouri's still thinking about it. They're human. They're still thinking about it.
Yep. And then we're talking baseball. I wore the Boston Red Sox hat today to stay completely neutral from this whole Atlanta Braves, Philadelphia Phillies thing.
Who are you pulling for tonight, Geoff? I'm gonna hit you like they did in 10 Cup. Days of Thunder. Who are you pulling for tonight at 7:00, Geoff?
I have no comment. I'm pulling for the East Carolina Pirates, who played Thursday night football with my man Dan Mullen calling the game. So I'm pulling for the ECU Pirates tonight, if that was the question. The audio broke up a little bit.
Yeah, Dan's got this thing figured out. He's doing the Thursday night games or whatever. He's part of the call, and they got a competition going to where the competition is they got to go play 18 holes of golf on every single stop that they go on. I was like, that's not a bad gig right there. And they're playing on like the nicest golf course that's around. He's got that thing figured out. He's not. I got some other buddies that call games, and they're like, they just go to the hotel and go to the game and come home. So I know it's
y'all can start a Back Nine podcast with McCready and Siskey and get that thing going.
Well, I got to get Neal to play. I got to get Neal like the golf bug. I got to get him. He's got a good swing, and he acts like I'm a terrible golfer. We could have him actually competitive with about 3 weeks of good short game practice because he's got a good swing.
Right.
You play golf?
I do not. I grew up in this game working for George O'Leary and never had a second to enjoy getting to be good at that game.
It's un-American. Yep. Go Braves. Make sure that you're pulling for the Braves tonight. Do not pull for the Phillies. They won last night. You got to pull for the Braves tonight because if the Braves don't win, it's over. So right. If it was like a game 5, like we go to game 5, we'll forgive you. You can pick what you want to pick, but you gotta have your ATL stuff on tonight.
Done.
All right, brother. Be good, man. Appreciate you. 4:04 tonight.
See you guys.
See you, bud. My man, Geoff, the Minister of Mayhem Collins.
The Back Nine podcast. Can you imagine me let's see, Back Nine in my golf game? It'd be 2.5 to 3 hours. It'd be like a college football game with the old rules.
Neal, you would not be bad. Trust me, I've seen a lot worse golfers than you are out there. All you got to do is hit the shit out of it and go find it. That's all you got to do.
It's the go find it part that's hard. I hit it pretty good sometimes, but it's the go find it because I don't know where it's going.
Well, we'll watch it.
I'm Nuke LaLoosh.
You got to have a good partner. I don't know where mine's going either. It's either going straight or about 300 yards to the right. Just depends on if I clear or not. That's what Chase. I wouldn't play golf with Chase back in the fall, like a year ago. Him and who was it? I wouldn't play with him and somebody else. Anyway, I was spraying it all over the lot that day. All right, Neal. The time, my friend, has come.
It has come.
It is the moment you have all been waiting for.
He's great.
It's time to make it rain Thursday.
It's really good.
You like that?
That was good.
I got my UFC. We got UFC next weekend. The pay-per-view is going to be off the chain. They made some announcements on some fights. Man, we're going to have I'm going to be full UFC next weekend. It'll be good. All right, Neal. I'm gonna let you start it off.
All right.
Because I'm going to get this right. Neal, you have a 5. We both went 7-4 last week. You had a 2-4 college. I had a 3-3 college. However, you decided to come in hot on NFL Sunday and roll 5-0 through the NFL last week. I went 4-1 in the NFL, which put us at both 7-4. So no blood last week. You have a winning record. You're up units. You're the Pied Piper. You have a 5.65 unit lead heading into this week. My wife has told me repeatedly to get my shit together so I do not have to bring demons back to the house. So with that being said, Neal, lead us off.
Okay. All right. I'm starting off on in the college game. We're doing college first, right?
College first.
I'll start with the college game, and I'm going to start tonight. I'm going to one of my least favorite cities in the country, Houston, Texas. Not a Houston guy, which is good because I'll be cheering for the other team. Give me the West Virginia Mountaineers -3 tonight at Houston. Neal Brown and the gang. Any ALs have to stick together.
Here we go. Neal, for my first game, I'm going to a city that I don't think I've ever lost in. Ever.
Okay.
Except for game 2 of a World Series a couple of years ago, when I went and watched my Atlanta Braves play the Houston.
Oh, you went to that's right.
Astros.
I remember that. I remember you going.
Neal, I don't know if you know this, but West Virginia is taking on Houston tonight.
Yep.
What do you have them at?
It's 3.
West Virginia, Neal, I didn't know if you were aware of this. They're favored by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Neal, here we go. It's not enough. I agree with you.
Okay.
It's one of my 5 picks. Got it right there. Number 1 on the old list.
Okay.
West Virginia, I think is all over. I think this is a 10 or 15 point game. Houston, not very good. They really haven't played anybody not very good. West Virginia is quietly putting together a really good season. And if you look at their schedule, Neal, besides Oklahoma, West Virginia will probably be favored in every one of the rest of their games. Neal Brown may be coming from the hot seat to a 10-win season. Give me the West Virginia Mountaineers -3.
He's had a hell of a year.
He really has.
He really has. He was almost fired a year ago. They were kicking it around.
Yeah.
And did not do it. Turned out to be a really smart move that they didn't do it because he's off to a really solid start.
He's a really, really good football coach. I've coached against the guy. I know him very well. I really respect him as a football coach. I like the guy. I hope he is successful. It's tough when you see your friends, you see buddies and people in the business to struggle like that. But to see him come back through the other end, I'm excited for him. And it's the Dana Holgerson, because he left West Virginia to take the Houston job. So it's gonna be there's a little something there.
Oh yes, that's true. It's true. All right, I'm going to the Sun Belt next.
Okay.
Georgia Southern is headed to James Madison.
Yep.
It's an interesting game. 2 really good teams. I just think one's a good bit better than the other, and I think the line is too small. James Madison is, according to, I'm getting the latest number here. I'll make sure that I'm correct on this number. It's a 6-point line. I think James Madison wins this game and covers. Give me the Dukes -6 against Georgia Southern.
All right, Neal. There is a Sun Belt matchup this weekend. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Georgia Southern is traveling to James Madison. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that.
James Madison is favored by 6 points.
That's what I heard. Just saw that, as a matter of fact, just a moment ago.
And I got a good friend from Ruston, Louisiana. that's taking James Madison -6.
Yep. See a Bearcat?
I heard.
Okay, cool. I like the Bearcats.
And he's a fighting water skier from Monroe.
Oh, cool. Those are the best people.
But, Neal, this is not where I'm going with this. I'm going to skip around and go to the end. This is my money line pick. Georgia Southern wins this game outright.
Wow.
I don't even think this game's going to be particularly close. Give me Georgia Southern money line plus 195. I had to go with it. This isn't a 2-unit swing. This is damn near a 3-unit swing if I hit.
Okay.
Give me Georgia Southern plus 195 if they will smash the Dukes. End the perfect season for the Dukes.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
That's my money line.
Fair enough. I just saw one here that I couldn't find the line on it earlier today, but I really liked the game. And now I found a line on it, but now I can't find the line again. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I'm looking though. Hold on. Just bear with me. Bear with me. It disappeared. It's like it's teasing me. It's a Big Ten game. I'll go to another Big Ten game and come back. All right.
Okay. This is your third pick.
Third pick. This team's been good to me. I gave them the weekend off last week. Turned out to be a good move to give them the weekend off. This week they bounced back. Now that we're back on Team McCready, I'm still waiting for my jersey. Eventually it's going to come. Maryland, back at home this week. They played better against Ohio State than they're getting credit for. They kind of hurt themselves a little bit.
They did.
They had a week of self-reflection, and they're back to it. Still got lots of big goals in front of them. They can play in a big bowl game. To do it, they've got to whip Illinois this week, and they will. Illinois is bad. Maryland is not bad. Maryland -14 at home against the fighting, and I use that term very loosely, Illini.
Wow. Throwing shade up in Champaign. All right.
Very loosely. Sort of the, we're kind of here, Illini. Whatever, Illini.
Wow.
You watch them play?
Yes.
Woo.
It's rough.
Woo-hoo.
Rough pickings.
That is not a dialed-in football team.
No, it's not at all.
I mean, not even a little bit. I'm not sure they care.
Golly. They can't catch. I know that.
They can't do a lot of things. Let's not throw their receiver room under the bus. There's plenty of room under that bus.
If you're an Illinois fan, I apologize for my good friend over there. He does, and I do. All right, Neal. I'm going to the Southeastern Football Conference.
Okay.
This week, we have the 5-1 Missouri Tigers traveling to Lexington, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky is at home. They are favored by 2.5 points.
Yes.
Give me Dr. Ray -2. We run all over Missouri. Big Blue Nation did me wrong last week. I should have banded them. I took them +14. They did me wrong. I took up for Coach Stoops this week. I was the only one taking up for Coach Stoops this week. I'm the only one. Did it in front of their own guy that covers them, their own beat writer. Took up for Mark Stoops. Can he do it for me? Give me Kentucky -2.5 at home versus Mizzou. I think they dropped the hammer. I think they beat them by 14+ points. Give me Kentucky.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Passionate.
I got the rain heavy today.
I see that.
My man Chance, the trainer at Oxford High School, does a great job. This is his favorite, he says. So I'm doing this in honor of him since he's got Brock cleared through concussion protocol after 4 weeks. I'm pouring one out for my man Chance on the rain heavy today.
All right. I'm heading out west now to the Mountain West. I've been pretty good in the Mountain West this year. I don't know if you've noticed.
I have.
Going at least one Mountain West and maybe two here.
Okay, let's go.
The Air Force Fighting Falcons are at home this week against Wyoming. Wyoming coming off a big win over Fresno. That game was in Laramie. This game is not in Laramie. And Wyoming is two different teams. They're the team that shows up in Laramie, and they're the team that shows up in places not named Laramie. When they're in Laramie, leave them alone. When they're in Fort Collins, go against them. Give me Air Force -10.5.
It's Colorado Springs, right?
Whatever.
They're playing Air Force or Colorado State?
Air Force.
Okay.
You're Colorado Springs. Is that right?
Colorado Springs is Air Force. Fort Collins is.
Isn't that what I said? I don't know.
You said Fort Collins.
Give me Air Force, regardless, wherever the damn game is in Colorado.
It's a great week. Hey, it's a great week to pull for Air Force.
It is.
They're on the road. Air Force is on the road everywhere else. By gosh, they can be home. They can be home this week.
Yeah, forgive me for being a little patriotic this week and hoping the Air Force kind of takes care of things. Give me Air Force minus 10.5 against Wyoming.
I'm going to do it, Neal.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. The Texas A&M Aggies are going on the road to face the Tennessee Vols.
You're going to make me almost want to double down on this. I think I know where you're going, and go ahead. I don't know where this is all coming from. I really don't. We'll talk about this in a minute. Go ahead. I'm genuinely curious about a lot of this with this.
Tennessee is favored by 3 points, Neal.
Yes, that's correct.
And guess what, Neal? It's too much. I don't need the points. If you would let me take a double money line, I would do it. Give me the Texas A&M Aggies all over Tennessee. Tennessee will not be able to score points. They're not. This is not even close. People are swinging on Tennessee's nuts. They're beating a bunch of bad teams. Okay, they're beating a bunch of bad defensive teams.
Who's A&M beating?
Everybody else.
Who?
I don't know. They're going to beat Tennessee this weekend.
Okay, but let's talk about. Let's have a serious
conversation
about this. Where is this coming from? It's not just you. It's everyone is just all over A&M on this game, and I'm like, okay, cool. What are we?
Why am I over them?
No, what are we doing here? I mean, listen, I think this is two teams that are going to prove at the end of the day to be somewhat just mediocre.
I agree.
They're fine at the end of the day, but Texas A&M in the last. I don't know the numbers. I wish I did. I wish I'd studied this a little bit more. If I'm honest, I kind of chilled this week a little bit. They don't win on the road. Neyland's a tough place to play.
Allegedly.
Tennessee is much better at home than they are on the road. I mean, like a lot of teams. Tennessee's flawed, but look, A&M's flawed. A&M just blew it against Bama. We see what happens to teams the week after Bama a lot of times. A lot of times they just don't show. Some teams do, but they didn't. Who's A&M beaten? They've beaten in the league. They've beaten Arkansas and Auburn, two of the worst teams in the West. Maybe State's there, so no.
Right, who's Tennessee beaten in the league?
They beat South Carolina at home. Who else are they? I don't know who they played.
They got throttled by Florida.
Yeah, down there.
And you know the difference? This is why I'm picking them. Tennessee hasn't played. They beat Virginia. They beat UTSA. They beat Austin Peay. They haven't. Every time they've played a good defense, they've struggled on offense. That's why I'm picking them. Texas A&M going into the week is the number 1 total defensive team in the Southeastern Conference with that front. I think they give them problems. And you look at South Carolina. South Carolina is if it wasn't for LSU, they'd be DFL in defense. In the league, I don't think they do. I don't think that offense produces against good defenses. I'm taking matchup here. I'm taking Texas A&M +3. I think they win the game outright, though.
Okay. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily. I think I picked Tennessee on our picks at Rebel.
I'm not ready to put Texas A&M in the playoffs or anything. I just think they're better than Tennessee.
All right, so I'm down to my 5th game. This is where I'm trying to decide whether to go really conservative on a money line pick or – because I've got a couple of underdogs that I like here. I'm studying a little bit.
This is your last line pick?
It's my last line pick.
Against the spread ATS?
Yes, against the spread ATS. The one that I'm thinking about, people can know, I'm playing with this Florida-South Carolina game in my head. I've got Florida +2.5 as one of my possible picks. Mm-hmm. And The only problem from a money line standpoint, there's not a hell of a lot of bargain here.
What's it like 135 or
114.
114.
So it's just
really at 3.
Mm-hmm. It's 2.5. The South Carolina money line is -135. The Florida money line is +114.
That's low for 2.5.
Yeah, it's not a huge bargain. So I'm going to go back out west. I've already made up my mind.
Okay.
The team that you love for me to love to hate, even though I don't hate, San Diego State. They're headed to Hawaii. Hawaii sucks.
Please tell me you're not taking Hawaii.
Hawaii sucks. They suck. I mean, Hawaii and Illinois should play one another.
It would be a good matchup.
Give me San Diego State, and I'll lay 6 points because I think they're going to win by 3 times that amount. San Diego State.
It's in Hawaii.
-6 in Hawaii, yeah.
Playing at the high school stadium?
I would assume either that or on a volcano somewhere.
And that was your last pick, is that correct?
That is correct. I have my money line left.
Okay. All right. Since you did that, because I had one I was going to pivot off of, and I thought you were going to pick my pivot. Neal, I'm a little surprised at you. A little bit disappointed, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I can't believe I had it in my pool. Can't really believe you just left this one on the table for me. A little disappointed in you.
Okay.
You wearing the colors today? A good friend of ours.
Tar Heels.
A good friend of ours.
Yeah, I thought about this one.
Just sending a picture. Hotez.
It's on
He signed the picture for us. It's in the
my
mail.
list. Yeah.
It's in the mail.
Yep, it's on my list.
The North Carolina Tar Heels are playing at home. Big ACC matchup 7 days ago. Not so much anymore. The Tar Heels are favored by 3.5. Rough week down in Miami and Coral Gables. Rough week after the way they lost. I really like North Carolina, what they're doing. This place will be juiced.
Oh, yeah.
Give me North Carolina.
That's a good pick.
-3.5. Okay? -3.5 at home versus the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win this game by 7 to 10 points.
I do too. All right. A money line.
It's money line time.
Money line time. I had a couple in a row. Now I've missed a couple in a row. Money lines are hard. It's the part of our record that I find I'd like to sometimes throw it out because if without the money lines, both of us are doing pretty good. Yeah. I'm going to the MAC. I have a little formula that I use. And
Please share.
It's worked a few times.
Please share.
And so I'm going to use it here. Kent State is headed to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's a 10.5-point favorite.
Are you going to pick against our boys?
I am.
They took care of us.
They did. They were nice. Got a helmet and everything. But I'm trying to win this competition. I mean, so the other ones I'm thinking about, play along. Grind, you guys can help me a little bit. Here are the ones I got. So y'all help me real quick in the thread. I got Kent State plus 295. I can do Florida plus 114. Just go nice and conservative. I do think Florida's going to win that game.
Okay.
I've got Arizona plus 260 at Washington State. Washington State's a little beat up, but Arizona was a super emotional game. They might have a hard time bouncing back.
I wonder if they know to go for 2 in the second overtime.
And the one I actually don't hate, there's a little emotional spot here. Louisville left it all on the table last week. Now they got to go play Pitt. Pitt's kind of fixed things at quarterback. Pitt's a plus 250.
Quickie climb.
Pitt's a plus 250.
Quickie climb.
And then I got Kent State is a plus 295, so it's a big swing. And these MAC games, home field doesn't mean much in the MAC.
Why is that, Neal?
Because there's nobody there. There's nobody there. I mean, it's like, oh, God, we have to play on the gray turf. Oh, whatever will we do? It's not like there's noise.
You have to work crowd noise on Thursday afternoon practice?
I mean, no. I mean, you can. I mean, you can just have a kid stand over on the side and go, hey, woo! And then you'd be like, hey, hold it down a little bit. Hey! That simulates a MAC game.
Hey, tell the center to hit him.
Yeah, just. Can you hear that? Okay, we're good. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go with the Pitt Panthers.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a little gut
What
feeling here. Pitt plus 250. That's what it was this morning. Let me make sure.
250.
250. Got to think Louisville's coming down a little bit. Going to be emotional. Plus 250.
All right, got you down. All right, Neal, since I've already had my money line, this is my last line pick of the day. You know, next week, I'm going on vacation.
Yep.
But before I go on vacation, Neal, mine and Grind's Auburn Tigers are going on the road to Baton Rouge this week.
Yep.
Auburn are
Auburn's
underdogs.
not winning at LSU.
They're underdogs.
Okay.
By 11 points.
Oh, that's right.
up.
You've already done your money line. I'm sorry.
Come
Never
on.
mind.
I
I
mean,
forgot. I forgot.
Look, I have been drinking a lot of rain. I haven't drank that much, Rain.
I thought we were doing money line. I apologize.
You did. You started to give me the eye roll.
You already did your money.
You started to give me the eye roll.
I started to go, you're just trying to create drama for next week.
It's all about the show, Neal. You got to do it for the show.
By the way, the show next week will be Monday and Wednesday. No 3 shows. Monday and then Wednesday.
Neal's got a...
Because I'll be traveling Thursday.
Massage appointment. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to Tampa.
Here we go. Auburn is underdogs by 11 points in Baton Rouge. LSU has got the best offense in the Southeastern Conference. Do you agree?
That LSU has the best
offense?
I was trying to think of the name of the massage
know you
parlor.
I could see it in your eyes. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not
working.
Miso
something.
It's too early. Too early. Save it for next week. Save it for next week. Save it for next week. We have... Give me the Auburn Tigers plus 11 points. My man Hugh Freeze is going to be dialing up the read zone with Peyton Thorne, Robbie Ashford, Holden Griner, whoever he decides to put up at quarterback. He's had 2 weeks to prep for this game.
Got Angel Spa.
2 weeks to prep. I'm just going to keep going. He's got 2 weeks to prep for this game.
Ying Massage Clinic. Oh, yeah.
Give me the Auburn Tigers plus 11 points on the road in Baton Rouge, and I would not be surprised if they win this game outright.
White Lotus Massage Spa. Osaka Spa. Body and Soul Massage. That's SOLE Massage. Got Shanti Massage Wellness.
What up, Scoops? Did you say massage?
I did. That turn you on?
Gets me hot.
I bet it does. La Visa Massage Spa and Wellness. Just tons of them. They're everywhere. It's like you should go recruit a bunch of players there just to keep going back for more. Pure Jade Massage.
Yeah, I like Jade.
You like that?
Jade. Nice color.
Oh, here's one. Bala Thai Massage. Bet that one got some
Is that in Gotham?
Bet that one got some interest. The Salt Massage Room. Palace Massage. Lots of massage.
This episode brought to you by the Taiwan administration.
Grind says that felt racist. I just heard there were certain... Listen, everybody's got their own preferences. I mean, it's cool.
Hey, Scoops. Do you know who I didn't pick this week, Scoops?
I noticed that there was no Colorado discussion this week.
There was no Colorado discussion this week. Why was there no Colorado discussion? And, you know, I have come around to my senses when it comes to Colorado.
Yeah.
And realize they are no longer the worst team in the FBS.
Asian Massage Tampa.
They are the second worst team. And the problem is they're playing the worst team, Stanford.
How about this one's Joker? Ethical Massage Tampa.
Yeah, I don't do ethics. Ethics is not in my category.
Don't use the business card there.
Don't use your business ethics.
Spa Yokohama.
Scoops, you're more disturbed than the Joker. We started talking about strippers yesterday on the show and taking you back to where you got the name Scoops. So
one more.
Sammy's.
One more.
And you've gone deranged.
Shangri-La Bath and Spa.
What is wrong with you, Scoops?
Just getting ready for next week.
All right. Are you printing that page out?
No, we're good.
All right. So, Scoops, just to make you aware that, you know, Colorado has won 4 games this year. Their 4 games that they've won, their opponents that they beat have only beaten 2 Power 5 teams. 2. They've beaten 2 Power 5 teams in their entire schedule. Well, here's the problem, Scoops. Ask me how many Stanford's beaten. 0. I'm sure we'll get a taunting of the crowd and showing our fake watch to a team that's 1-5. But this is it. If you're a Colorado fan, make it personal this week. This will be the last win of the season. Maybe.
Okay.
So, and then they go on a bye week. So I'm going to take a vacation unless Stanford finds a way to win.
Then you'll be here.
I'll be here all day Monday. I may do the whole show, Scoops, with a Joker mask on if Colorado loses to Stanford. But poor old Stanford can't beat FCS opponents. They've lost an FCS game. It's been a rough year. You know, they're too busy wearing their mask, hugging trees. I mean,
right.
all kinds of things. They're over here. They're pulling for the wrong team. In Israel, they're pulling for the wrong team.
Yeah.
I cannot support somebody that pulls for the wrong team. It's un-American. And in Gotham, we're American.
Okay.
Hey, salute you. I'll see you Monday, maybe. If not, I'll see you in a couple weeks, Scoops.
Okay, see you, Joker. That was the Joker making his visit.
Oh, I'm so messed up on the head. I don't know who's worse, me as the Joker or you over there reading off your...
Hey,
Is that all in Baton Rouge?
That's all Tampa. Oh, maybe you look at Baton Rouge?
No, I do not. No.
Let's see what we got.
I was like, holy smokes. So they getting crazy down in Baton Rouge.
First thing. Oh, hey, we're in luck. We are in luck. Oriental Relax Massage.
What is wrong with you?
4.6 stars.
I want to read the bad reviews. Can you read the bad review on that?
I'm gonna find a review. Let's find.
Let's read a review.
Let's read a review. I visited this massage parlor for the first time. It exceeded my expectations. That it did. The staff was friendly and the massage was incredibly relaxing. Get some more reviews.
Is there a bad review on there?
I'm getting there.
I want to hear what the bad one says.
Let's see. Love it in a few dozen minutes. They really hit all the parts you need. And it feels longer. We'll be back. Such a good price.
All right.
Let's see. Let's get the bad ones. Let's see what's bad. Not everybody's thrilled.
Oh.
Not everyone is thrilled. What's wrong?
You're so deranged.
I give them 0 stars. The massage was a total waste of money, low budget. Seems like any family member can massage you. It's definitely not a professional place to go for a massage. When it was time to pay, she begged for more money. My massage wasn't bad, but at the end of the massage, the guy touched my stomach and told me to lose weight. I was considering coming back as a first-time customer until he said that to me.
Can you imagine going somewhere and they say, you're too fat? Customer service. Oh, all right. I'm dying here.
Professional, decent value. When prompted to apply harder pressure, they're more than happy. Very welcome.
All right. That's quick.
Yep.
All right.
It's a nice place. It soothes my headache.
I bet it did.
Yep.
I try to tell my wife that. She doesn't listen. I know how to get the headache to stop. Nope. Doesn't work. All right. Neal, we got to get to the NFL.
Let's do it.
While you're over here reading reviews from massage parlors. All right. Neal, I'll let you start off since you're so focused over there.
Yeah, I am super focused. All right. You know what? I'm just going to stick with the plan here. I'm going to start with Thursday nights. The Kansas City Chiefs. They're headed to Denver. Is this game in Denver? Where's this game?
This game is in Kansas City.
Not that it freaking matters.
Kansas City.
Is What's-Her-Face going to be there?
She is.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. Good. Give me a reason to watch the baseball game. The Chiefs are an 11-point favorite against the Broncos. There's no point in being dramatic. It's not enough. Kansas City wins by as much as they want to win by. Denver's bad. Denver should play Illinois.
Wow.
They're bad. They're really bad. Legitimately bad.
Neal,
Sean Payton looks like he hates Russ Wilson already.
He does stupid shit. Doesn't play within the offense. Neal, I'm going to save the drama.
Okay.
Taylor Swift will be in attendance tonight.
Okay.
I'm taking the same game. I got it circled. I hate big numbers. And that
I
is
do
a
too.
big hook, man.
It's a big number.
That hook's big too.
Yep.
But look, the last time the Chiefs played on the road, they lost 70-20. They're terrible on defense to the point that the Jets put up 31 on them last week at home. They could not stop. Breece Hall last week. From a betting perspective, I'm definitely taking the Chiefs for the show -10. I may look at some props tonight with Pacheco going his over in rushing yards, and also Travis Kelce with Taylor Swift on Prime Video. I'm telling you, this is a setup. Travis Kelce is going to catch a touchdown tonight. There's 0% chance he's not catching a touchdown.
100%.
Take him as anytime touchdown scorer. Pacheco over in yards rushing. I'm taking the Chiefs -10.5.
All right. I'm going to surprise you with one here.
Okay.
The Minnesota Vikings are headed to Chicago to play the Bears. The Vikings are in kind of chaos. Jefferson's on the IR.
He is.
He's talking about where he might go next. A lot of talk that Cousins is about to get traded. An unhappy team. The Bears, meanwhile, feel like maybe they figured something out. I don't think they did, but they kind of think they did. They're getting 2.5 at home. I'm gonna roll the dice one time this year on the guys. Give me the Chicago Bears plus 2.5 against Minnesota.
They're underdogs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to cover that. I was actually talking with Bob on the phone from Monster. He's out in San Diego for a big Monster deal out there they're doing with employees. And he told me, he said the Bears are actually going to win. He goes, I hate it, but the Bears are going to win this weekend.
Yeah. They're kind of pot committed to Justin Fields. Whether they should or shouldn't be, I have an opinion, but they are. And so they're going to play with some confidence this week.
I agree. All right, Neal. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at home. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson on the IR.
Yes.
This line is very ratty. The Colts actually they've already played once this year at Indianapolis, and the Jags were not playing great at the start of the year and found a way to beat the Colts by 10. The Jags found something. While they were eating a little tea and crumpets in England, they found something. They look like the Jaguars that we thought they were going to look like last week.
They looked like a playoff team.
They finally look like a playoff team. They're coming home. They're going to get to sleep in their own bed all week. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars -4 points at home against the Colts.
Okay. Speaking of teams who have put it together, maybe getting on a roll, they have no choice but to get on a roll, but they looked healthy for the first time in a while, and that was without T. Higgins. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals at home against Seattle. Bengals laying 3. They're going to have to play with a sense of urgency here for a while. They've got a couple of losses, 3 losses already, right? They've got to kind of get rolling, but they looked pretty good offensively last week.
Because they finally pushed the ball downfield and they protected the quarterback.
I think he was fine. I think he's finally beginning to get healthy. And he's able to move a little bit, which makes him less of a sitting target, which makes it easier for the offensive line to protect him. They're better up front than they get credit for. Boy, it's in the NFL, if your quarterback's a statue, it's hard.
It's hard, man.
And he's able to move around a little bit now. Give me the Bengals -3.
Okay, Neal. Neal, this past December, you, me, and our good friend Cole.
Yes.
We traveled out to Las Vegas.
We did.
And we watched the Las Vegas Raiders host the New England Patriots.
That's correct.
In one of the wildest games of the year.
Fun game.
The Raiders were underdogs in that game, and I had the Raiders money line. And how did I win it, Neal? On a walk-off pick 6 off of a lateral play that was unnecessary.
Maybe one of the craziest plays of the season. In the NFL.
Craziest plays. We got to see it live and in person.
Yeah, we did.
And Neal,
the little boy started crying behind us.
He did. He was so upset.
He was excited.
Oh, he's excited. There was other.
He was so excited that
he just didn't know how to handle
the emotions. He was overcome.
He was overcome with emotion.
I think that was his first NFL game.
Yeah. It's kind of like my wife cries when I come home every day because she's overcome with elation and emotion.
Don't think that's it.
Welcome home, sweetheart.
I don't think that's
Welcome home. Can I cook you your favorite meal? Can I rub your neck? Can I massage your feet? Every time I come home.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's true love.
It's true love. It's 20 plus years in, Neal.
I'll have to ask Aaron about that next time I see her.
Please don't. So, Neal, the Las Vegas Raiders are favored by 3 points in this game.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but the New England Patriots have scored like 3 points in the last 2 weeks combined.
That's correct.
Give me the Las Vegas Raiders at home, -3 against the Patriots. Dude, they're bad. I think this is it. I think my man Belichick's going to shoot the deuce after this year. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders -3 against a terrible, terrible New England Patriots team.
Proof that it's not scripted, because this is kind of boring. I'm with you completely. That's one of my games too. Raiders -3 against the Patriots. The Patriots are just bad. I mean, you watched what the Saints did to them last week. The Raiders are serviceable on defense, and if you're serviceable, you can stop the Patriots, and they'll score enough. So, yeah, Raiders -3.
All right, Neal. In my infinite wisdom, I have found a team that I'm riding. I'm riding them like Zorro because all they do is cover spreads.
Mm-hmm.
I also think they are the best football team in the National Football League. I picked them at the beginning of the season to win the Super Bowl, and by gosh, they're not stopping now. Give me the San Francisco 49ers against the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson's probably not even going to play. He hasn't practiced yet. If he doesn't, if he plays on Sunday, he's going to go like weeks without practicing. Not good against that San Francisco defense. San Francisco, the style of play allows them to be consistent. Give me the San Francisco 49ers -7 points on the road at the Cleveland Browns.
So I thought about that game. I think it's a great pick. I'll play along here. I thought about. I'll be honest. I thought about Buffalo -14.5, even though that is a massive number.
That is a big number.
It's just too big of a number, ultimately. Although I'll tell you that if you tell me Buffalo blows out the Giants, I completely buy it. The Giants are just,
Woof is the right word. Woof.
Like, there's just, you don't even know where to, like, someone goes, dissect what's wrong with the Giants.
See, what had happened was.
Well, you see, there's just.
Saquon Barkley should be back to this week, though.
Yeah, as good as he is.
It makes it a little bit better.
It does. Makes the hook too big. So I'm going to take a team that I think is just continually figuring it out. I think they just keep getting a little better, nice and steady. I like the way they play. Even though they're on the road this week. Road favorite, NFL, a little dangerous, but I'm gonna do it. Detroit -3 at Tampa.
Yeah, that one scares me.
I like the Lions a little bit.
I do too. I just don't know about the Bucs, man. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell happened? They're actually playing really good football. Again, you know who I really like, the quarterback I told you in the early part of the year that everybody makes fun of me for liking?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Yeah, and they're coming off an open date.
Which
makes it a bad pick. But I didn't want to triple up like we did last week with the NFL because people will get pissed off at that.
Well, they were all winners, so there's no reason to get pissed off if they're winners.
And that Niners line, by the way, is up to 8.5.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's up to 8.5. The other line that I don't hate, I'll be honest with you, I don't hate Miami -13.5 against Charlotte. Don't hate it at all. Carolina, whatever they're called.
I'm riding with them. Screw it. I'm taking San Francisco. I'm not changing my pick.
I don't hate Miami here
because I was like I'm sticking with San Francisco. I don't think that game's gonna be close anyway. That bothers me though. I was good with a 7 because at worst it was gonna push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Neal, my last pick.
Yep.
You know, I've developed a reputation around here for being called Mr. Monday and Thursday night.
You have?
I did lose in my first game this week. I took Green Bay on Monday. Did not work out. But I'm still 10-1-1 for the year.
Oh, you going with the Monday night game, even though we're having a Monday show?
I'm pushing this bad boy all the way to Monday night.
Okay, follow me.
Because they were slim pickings. This is probably my favorite NFL play of the week.
Okay.
Mr. Monday night.
The Cowboys and the Chargers.
The Cowboys and the Chargers. Hell of a game. Going to be a good game.
Should be. Kind of. Depends on what you think of Dallas.
The Dallas Cowboys are favored on the road.
That's correct.
By 2 points.
2 points.
And Neal, it's too much.
Oh.
Give me the Los Angeles Chargers +2 at home versus the Cowboys.
God, that sucks for me because now I have to almost kind of think about cheering for the Cowboys, and I don't want to because I hate them.
Well, here's the deal, right, is what people don't realize is ever since Diggs has gone down, Dallas's defense is ranked, since that point on, is ranked like 28th in the NFL from that point on. They're not the same because they can't play man-to-man and bring all the pressure they want to bring. Give me the Chargers +2. I like them. I think they're going to get after them.
By the way, I always have people ask me what are your other couple of games. The other 3 games that I had on my sheet that I like SMU -12.5 at East Carolina. Like that one a lot. I like Oregon +3 at Washington. Thought about that as a money line. And I like Texas State -16.5 at home versus ULM.
I think if I'm really interested in this Washington Oregon game, I may lean the other way.
It's the game of the week for sure.
I'm not betting it because I just don't know, but that's going to be a hell of a game. You can talk me into other ones. Games that I like, Neal, that we did not bet, and you talked about it. I'm taking Florida plus the points. I'm probably going to take the money line against South Carolina. I think they win that game outright. South Carolina is not very good. Florida's had their struggles. But you know what was interesting I found out this week, doing a little research this week? If I told, how we talk about how bad Florida is offensively on the show, like every day, did you know that Florida is basically, they're ranked 7th in the league in offense, total offense? Would that surprise you if I told you that?
No.
They're ranked 7th in the league in offense. You know what they're ranked on defense? 3rd. So they're actually not as terrible as you think they are. And South Carolina's defense is ranked 13th. I think Florida takes care of business on the road. That is a tough place to play. They'll be rocking Saturday night, but I think Florida wins that game outright. The bet that I'm probably, if I do wager it, I did like the over 66 in the Oregon-Washington game. I like the over in that one. And the other one was Ohio State -19.5 at Purdue is another one I'll go on.
Yeah, I like that one too. I was surprised that line was that low.
All right, so I'm gonna leave the this is the last thing I got, and I'm done, homie. Unless you got something else.
I don't.
I want to try this. We may start messing around with this. We'll leave the fans with a McCready and Siskey Thursday night parlay. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put $10 on it. Okay. Nice little deal. $10.
Okay.
I'm taking West Virginia -3. I'm taking Kansas City -10.5. And I'm taking the Atlanta Braves money line.
Okay.
3-team parlay is +525. So $10 will pay you $52.50.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the little $10 parlay tonight with the Atlanta Braves, West Virginia, and Kansas City.
All right.
That's
good.
+525.
That's good.
Hope it hits.
All right. Should be an interesting game.
That's all I got today, homie.
All right, my guy. Appreciate you. Thanks to everybody in the stream for your presence today. It's always fun. Always good to hear from you. We've been brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Please check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Also, thank everyone in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. And remember that October 16th is your last day because the truck season has been extended to October 16th. It's October 12th, so get bumping. This might be your last chance to get super low 3.9% financing for 72 months on the new Chevy Silverado crew cabs and no payments for 90 days at Cooper Chevrolet, Buick, and Anniston.
So see you on Monday. Back next week, 2 shows, Monday and Wednesday. And then after that, we'll get back to some sort of normalcy. But Monday and Wednesday next week. So talk to you Monday. Have a safe weekend. Be safe. And talk to you soon. Bye.